watch and burn.
Hey everybody, so tonight I want to discuss Samhain's first album from way back when, and that is, I'm going to take a guess and say 1983's or 1984's Initium. Now, initially, I didn't love Initium when I heard it back in high school, because at that point I was obsessed with the Misfits, and then I knew about Danzig, and I had no idea that Samhain existed. And this guy that I was in a band with, his name was Mike fucking Samson or Samsonite. Doesn't matter. The band didn't last, and me and him never really got along anyways. He was like, have you heard of Samhain? And I'm like, Samhain. And then this guy kind of dismissed it, you know? And then I kept hearing Samhain, Samhain, Samhain. Somehow this was related to the Misfits and Danzig. And of course it was. It was Danzig from the Misfits. This was his sort of least celebrated project. And this is the first record from it. So I got my hands on this. However, I had this like 15th generation cassette of this, and it sounded horrid. And I didn't like this record. I didn't like the artwork. I didn't love the music. And it wasn't until multiple listens over the course of many years that I realized just how brilliant this record is. I mean, I'm never going to agree that this record is as good as November Coming Fire, but this record is amazing because, I mean, you got Black Dreams on here, All Murder, All Guts, All Fun, He Who Cannot Be Named, you got The Howl, you got The Shift, and Archangel. The record closes with Archangel. I mean, that is how every record should end. Every record from everybody should copy or cover or whatever, or just throw on Samhain's version of Initium to close out their album. You know what I mean? Pick a band. I don't care who it is. Taylor Swift's next one, whenever that comes out, she needs to close it with Archangel. That's like one of the best songs in the world. And this record is amazing, and it's very Misfits-like. And it doesn't really touch on where he'd go with Danzig yet. He started to do that more with November Coming Fire through Final Descent, of course, especially with tracks like Death in Its Arms. That is so clearly more Danzig than it is Samhain or the Misfits. But this record is super punk. This record is super fun. And throughout the course of time, I really started to appreciate the album art. Love the blood. I love how simple it is. And I love how they cover the Misfits. You know, I was going to make some pathetic joke about, oh, well, this band Samhain, they even know who the Misfits are, but I hate that shit, so I couldn't be bothered. They have Horror Biz on here, which of course is a nod. It's a play on horror business. It's the same song, just a little rougher sounding. And that was sort of Samhain's thing, is they would take an old Misfits track and they would sort of like dirty it up a bunch, sort of breathe new life into it, because not that I'm ever getting sick of anything the Misfits do, but when Danzig's next band sort of revamp them all and re-energize them with what he's doing currently, it's really exciting. And this record is amazing, and it is so evocative of the early 1980s sort of like werewolf scene, you know? I just got a message from somebody on Instagram, that's why I paused, it came up. Oh, it was the video they sent me of the guy crying at the Taylor Swift. I understand perfectly now. It has nothing to do with this, and I'm wasting your time. I'm going to stop talking about this record. This is Samhain's first one. They only have 3, 4 if you count their live one. Their live record is rad, too. 4 if you count the live, but really only 3 studio albums, a really poorly put together box set, and that's kind of it. And then he started Danzig. This record's amazing, and I know it's amazing because it took me forever to come around to it. So it's like I earned the right to love this record. So yeah, so thank you so much for hanging out with me for a little over 3.5 minutes while I discussed Samhain's first album from, I don't know, 1983 or 1980. Well, it can't be 83. That's when the Misfits broke up. Maybe it was 83. What the hell do I know? Like always, if you like this review, don't forget to do something nice for somebody. But please, most importantly, don't forget that the world is actually a better place because you are in it. I'm going to go. Have a good night.